Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Your Business podcast. I'm your host, Imran. Today we have Hassan with us. He's a seasoned business and sports marketing executive for over 20 years. He's been part of various industries like robotics, sports, government, nonprofit. And right now his next steps, and hopefully he'll jump into that a little bit more, is growing in the Middle East and Africa markets. So we're super excited to have him, and thank you, Hassan, for joining us.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for hosting me and giving me an opportunity to appear on your podcast. I'm very excited and looking forward to it.
We are too. We are too. And I know you have a lot of information to give from our chats earlier. You have a wealth of information, a lot of stories as well. Hopefully you can share one or two good ones for the audience today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic. So, Hassan, jumping right in, tell us a little bit about your journey to marketing or into kind of where you're at today.
Well, to be honest, I didn't go to school for marketing. I went to school for government, business management, and African American studies. And my first, what we call real job, when I got out of college, I worked for a software company.
Okay.
And it was a small startup company, and it gave us a lot of opportunities to wear different hats and challenge ourselves in different levels. And we had an opportunity that we needed to create our packaging for our product to be in Apple stores. And that was the biggest challenge. They didn't have anybody in particular that had that role. They just said, Hassan, this is something that you're good at. You're good at stories and connecting with our consumers. Go help this outside source of agency that's helping us put this together. I tried a couple of times. I'm like, I don't know. That's not my department. I'm not really good at it. But what they made me realize is this is something that you're good at. You're good at connecting with consumers in a meaningful way. That's been my personal motto from 20 plus years ago. So I took that opportunity, and as soon as I got involved with working with an outside source agency that helped us design our product, working with our partners, so their retail stores, what is they consider normal and not normal, gave me that understanding of the framework of what marketing really is. And I fell in love with it, and it's been my passion since I can remember from that day on. I focus a lot on helping brands, consumers connect in a meaningful way. And again, that started from that conversation of, hey, you're great at this, you're really good at this. Let's get you onto it.
Yeah, I think
And
yeah, sorry. Go ahead, keep going.
no, no, I just no, I want to have a conversation. Let me know what you got, brother.
No, I was saying I know for a fact you're 100% right on that. I know the first time we met, you did a great job selling yourself, and that's the for any marketing person, they know that that's like probably the number one thing you do. You first you sell yourself before you sell your service or your product or whatever it is you're selling. So
Marketing is more of telling the story, right? It's telling
exactly,
a story of who you are, what your brand is, what the company is, and how you connect to that. Right?
exactly,
I can show you different logos and you can immediately have a response to, oh, that's Apple. This is how I feel about that brand because of the experience that you had with that brand
right,
from having their products or using their services.
right. Or even unboxing for that matter. I've heard so many stories just about the experience unboxing something from
Absolutely.
Apple. Right, right,
Especially when you
100%.
spend that kind of money on an iPhone or a tablet or
Yeah.
something. It becomes an
Yeah.
emotional, life-changing moment for some people opening their first iPhone. Oh,
Yes. Absolutely. So as you know, this is a podcast about mindset, about grit, about determination, what it takes to actually be successful. So I like to reach out to folks like yourself to learn from them and hopefully the audience also benefits tremendously. What mindset and habits do you feel made you successful?
I think when it comes in terms of mindset, mine has always been and I'm very disciplined in the sense of I need to accomplish small goals in order to make big goals reality, right? So one of the biggest things is being able to adapt to any kind of situation that you run into. In order to achieve any kind of success, whatever it is, your mindset has to be, I'm going to accomplish it. I'm not worried about failure. Failure is a mindset of learning. I look at it and I use that as a way to adapt and be able to focus on. But I think the biggest thing is breaking down these actionable steps into small successes in order to be able to help me along my passion. So mindset for a lot of people is, do they see it as a problem? Do they see that as,
Mhm.
hey, I have these challenges are coming ahead of me. How do I grind? How do I get over the challenges? And celebrate the small wins, but
Yeah,
also celebrate the failures because the failures taught you how not to do things. And my
100%.
mom had a very valuable lesson that she taught me at a young age is we learn more from our failures than we learn from our successes.
So
So it's a
true.
powerful tool. So when someone comes home, my mom used to be like, "What did you feel in school today, honey?" Because again, you learn more from your failures. Your failures give you an opportunity to analyze it and see what you did wrong in order not to be successful. And the ways that she taught me that is think about it in sports relatively. First time you shoot a basketball, you make it. You don't think about that.
Yeah.
You take the same shot and you miss it. You're like, oh, what did I do wrong? Was my elbow tucked in, but my wrist go all the way through? Did I actually jump? Did I keep my eye on the target? So again, you learn a lot from your failure. So coming through this is setting clear goals, breaking them down to be able to accomplish them.
I think that's really, really poignant. Because I know a lot of people, the reason they continue to quote unquote fail is because they're not analyzing their failure. They never go back and say, "Hey, I failed, but how can I be better?" They're just like, "Oh man, I'm failing." And then they go back, unfortunately, and just do the same mistake the next day and the day after and so on and so forth. Um, and then they end up come up empty-handed and they wonder why.
It is. And I think a lot of the people have fears of success and just as much as that fear of failure,
Yeah.
right? The fear of failure means that you have to look at the cause and action behind that failure.
Hmm.
And sometimes they don't want to look in the mirror and be like, you're the reason it failed. Rather than look at it as like, what can I do better to make you better?
100%.
Right?
So on that note, yeah, can you what does grit and determination mean to you then?
Grit and determination is different for everybody else, but for me, I feel like grit and determination is your foundation to be successful about anything, right?
Hmm.
Grit is why you stay the course. Right? Determination is why you keep going,
Yeah.
why you keep going after everything, and why you showing up consistently, and why you adapt to challenges. Right. So to me, those are my two definitions of it. Determination is the foundation of success, but grit is the reason why you push yourself. And it could be a life lesson. You could have learned that from a younger age, or it could have been your motivation through whatever it seems,
Hmm.
but never losing sight of the end goal and showing up, rain or shine. And again, use sports a lot. I played sports. I love sports.
Yeah.
In football, you have 11 different players that are working on one mission. That one play, that play can be determined to be 10 yards or it can be 4 yards. But you have 11 different players all on the same mission and nobody making a mistake. Everybody understanding their roles and responsibility. Now, during football, you played in the rain, you played in the cold, you played even if it snowed, but it's constantly grinding it out every single day, doing the same play over and over again so you can get it into a perfection, like it becomes a dance. But when you have that grit and determination to not let anything get in your way for success,
Yeah.
and you grind on it, you keep coming back every day, you keep challenging yourself, you keep saying, I can accomplish this, I can do it, no matter how difficult it gets.
That's a phenomenal way of looking at things, and I never looked at it that way. And that's one of the beauties of this podcast. I'm getting to talk to so many different people and different mindsets, and learn new things and new ways to perceive things. So thank you for that.
So
Now that you've shared a lot of what you've learned, what would you tell your younger self, like 20 years, the guy 20 years ago? What would you tell him? What would you advise him to do or not to do? I know that's a
First, I
loaded
would tell
question.
him, take better care of your hair. I miss my hair. And that's the first one. But the other part is I would tell my younger self to embrace failure as part of the journey, right? Don't fear making mistakes
Yeah,
because mistakes will hold you back because your mindset that you have. And don't be so scared of other people challenging you
yeah.
because it's going to uplift you, right? And don't underestimate the power of saying no because power saying no is being able to tell people no, I can't do it, or no, I've reached my capacity, because being able to focus on what you need to do,
Hmm.
right? Because if things don't align with your vision and mission of you, who you are,
Hmm.
it's okay to say no. I'm good. I don't want this. I don't want to be a part of this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the only advice, like I said, I can come up to that is just embrace the failures because it's a very, very big part of your journey to success.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I wish that was something I wish I had learned way, way, way earlier in life. Maybe in my
We all do.
20s. Yeah. It
We all
was
do.
I feel like especially those coming with from immigrant families, we are coming to the country and we're told to just take safe routes, avoid risk, avoid failure, and that mindset gets ingrained even to the second, third generation, so to speak. And so it's a fight. It's definitely a boxing match with your own soul to say, hey, it's okay. I failed, no big deal. get up, do it again, try something new. So
And I think our
yeah,
cultures, sorry to interrupt you, but our cultures,
no,
again,
no,
being a foreigner, right? My parents
yeah,
are from Ethiopia, and so I was born in
yeah,
Kenya. But having that culture mindset is, you know how our cultures are. They're very basic in the sense of, hey, if you're not a doctor, if you're
hmm
not an engineer, you
yeah.
failed in life. You're completely loser, as my uncle would say. But the thing is, like, every journey, everybody's a little different, right?
Yeah, it is.
And we were taught to play safe by picking a safe career,
Yeah,
taking, like, when I told my mom, hey, I'm switching into marketing. My
yeah,
mom's like, what? Well, what's his marketing? Advertisement? Right. But the
yeah.
thing
That's the
is,
first thing they can
yeah,
jump to,
that's the
right?
first thing they think of. What, you're gonna make
Yeah,
commercials? You're gonna write the magazine cover? What are you doing?
yeah,
But I think it's the creative side that kind of challenges them and changes them. But the thing is,
mm,
we have to be that big wall for the next generation to say, hey, there's so many different things that you can do that go beyond to being an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer if you're lucky enough, right?
yeah,
But it is taking those advices and challenging ourselves to think differently and act differently. And as now that we're the older generation, the seniors in our industries, I think it falls upon us to mentor the next kids, the next generation, by
yeah.
giving them a voice and giving them a positive feedback. Because I think a lot of the times in our community, that's what we're missing. We're missing a network of mentors that support each other, that
Hmm.
helps each other, but also helps the next generation. That can give them the leg up. Because again, all of these experiences that we've had, good, bad, or
Yeah,
indifference, needs to be shared with them so they can get an opportunity to rise and shine and grow further and go beyond what we've been able to reach.
I definitely agree with that. So I know we alluded to this earlier in the podcast. I know you're making your move to the Middle East, which is super exciting for myself and just to hear and that it's growing, new markets. Can you share with your audience kind of your plans and kind of why you're making that move?
I think that a lot of people who never had an opportunity to visit the Middle East at all will have a very difficult time understanding it unless what they look up on YouTube. I've always found the Middle East to be very fascinating because of the cultural dynamics of the markets and how everything is changing so dramatically fast.
It is.
My first trip to the Middle East was to Doha, Qatar back in 2004.
Hmm.
And when I came back in 2006, there was buildings that weren't there. Was an empty land of desert that was just sprouted overnight. And I'm like, What's happening?" Because again, back in the United States, it takes time to build a large building.
It
It
does.
takes time to just fix the sidewalk
Hmm.
and the basic streets where you got
Yeah.
potholes.
Yeah.
So to me, I was always exposed to that. It takes 10 years. There's always general construction, but it takes time, 10, 15, 20 years to be able to see a skyrise building. While I went to the Middle East, I saw the explosion of growth, the diversity, the cultures, the languages, and you see people from all over the world working together to accomplish a goal. My reason for exploring opportunities over there is because I want to leverage my expertise and my global brand connection to
Hmm.
help local audience over there to be able to have the same kind of experiences, but more enhanced. Because again, there you're not limited on resources, you're limited on your imagination. And other countries like UAE, it's a beautiful country. I've been to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. It is Al Sharjah, Al Ain. All those countries are beautiful. Oman is absolutely gorgeous. Bahrain was inspirational. Kuwait was beautiful as well. So to me,
Yeah.
it's like I'm seeing the Middle East have the resources that they needed to be able to do things. You can look at Dubai from 25 years ago and look at it today, and it's not even the same.
No,
Just a skyline.
not even the same thing. Not even close. Not even close.
Absolutely. So I do believe that there's a lot of opportunities for people, and moving there and doing business with there aligns with a lot of people's experience when it comes to their own innovation and growth that they want to be able to accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So how did you keep obstacles from kind of getting you down throughout your process, throughout your years, and why didn't you quit?
That is a very deep question. I think a lot of people have to look at their whys. Everything since I was a little kid was
Hmm.
why. Um, Obstacles are inevitable in every business and everything that we do in life, but I see it as an opportunity to grow stronger, to get better, and to focus on the purpose of why. What's behind my work? What's behind my mission on this? What's
Hmm.
behind me with every challenge? And every challenge that comes your way, if you look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow and develop and build who you are,
Yeah.
you become better at what you do.
Yeah.
right? It's like a boxer. The more he gets punched, the better he becomes in being able to dodge punches,
Yeah.
because he knows what it feels like. I've been hit with an uppercut. I've been hit with a hook shot. I've been hit with a jab. So I think a lot of the people they have to understand is it's okay to have obstacles.
Yeah.
These obstacles are building blocks for you building something bigger and better than you can even imagine. But
Yeah.
looking at it as a solution approach to things is going to be what's going to keep you.
Right.
Quitting has never been part of who I am or what's in my DNA. Quitting is something that focuses truly when you have lost your ways. And again, go back to sports. Football coach has told me this: I don't care if we're losing 50-0, you don't quit on yourself. So having that embedded in me in the sense of no matter what circumstances, I'm not quitting on myself.
Yeah.
The game I got out of hand, we might be getting murdered out there, but
Huh.
I'm not quitting on myself and my role. Every win has an opportunity, every loss has an opportunity. But the thing is, a temporary setback does not need to derail you from your dreams and your ambition. It might be a minor setback, it might give you an opportunity to reevaluate what you need to do and where you need to look at. But again, what makes you get up and win, right? Because
Mm.
what's the biggest difference between a winner and a loser? It's been who can get up from a fall faster and continue on their mission. It's the biggest difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back to your boxing analogy, if I may even add to that, is the boxer can take the punches and decide, hey, I've had enough, I'm done, and never box again, or he can get back on, in the ring and but just get better. So he's kind of also has two choices to make, and very much so in life, I think, and especially in the business world, you have that decision to make constantly, almost daily even. Am I gonna just drop dead here, or am I gonna get up and get back in the ring?
I think your analysis is brilliant on the sense of being in boxer's point of view, right?
Yeah.
It's either you had enough punches, this is not worth it, this is not what I signed up for, this is not what I thought it was,
Hmm.
and then that gives you an opportunity to reevaluate it. And then as soon as you hear that ding, that bell, you get to go back to your corner. And guess what happens in that corner? You have your coaches there, your trainers there. They're all yelling at you, telling you, "Will, what are you doing? What happened?"
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
to me, it's all a matter of you focusing on what you need to do. When you go back to the corner, do you have people that support you in your dreams and your ambition to push you along the way?
Yeah.
Because it's not 10 rounds of you constantly just fighting with somebody over and over and over and over again. It's 10 rounds of you getting a refill from your corner telling you, hey, you can do this. This is what you worked hard for. This is what you practiced for. You know what he's expecting. So I think
Hmm.
that's one of the biggest challenges that we have is putting people around us to support us. People around us that will inspire us. People around us that will give us the push that we need when we're tired,
Yeah.
when we feel drained, when we feel like we've been beat up all day.
Yeah.
Somebody to tell you, oh man, that's okay. Next round is yours. What did you learn from that last round? Pick the chin up, go for your jabs, go for your uppercut. Those are the things that I think makes the biggest difference in not just your mindset, but also having the right people around you that can be able to give you what you need to be successful. Everybody needs to have that network of people that support them that helps them get there.
Absolutely. So wrapping up here, Hassan, one final question. What advice can you give someone kind of struggling with mindset?
I think a lot of people need to focus on what they can control. What you can control, not because there's a lot of things in life that you're not going to be able to control on, and then
Mhm.
focusing on one step at a time. You know what I mean? But back to just the last piece of the conversation is surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you, right? And also practice the positive self-talk. The positive self-talk is I think is very, very important for people to be able to help them define themselves. Believing in yourself, believing in your capability, and we're also remembering the very, very most important that every great story is filled with moments of doubts and failure, right? But
Yeah.
those moments don't last forever. Those moments are what makes you laugh down the line and follow up and show up and believe in your ability and you go through this adversity. And everybody, you and I, all have had challenges in our lives and we'll continue to have challenges in our
Hmm.
lives, right? But there's a lot of things that we cannot control. They're completely out of our control. The only thing we can control is ourselves, our habits, and our beliefs. And if you continue to believe in yourself and believe in what you're capable of
Hmm.
doing and accepting failure as a learning opportunity, you're good. But it's also very, 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 very important to have people around you that inspire you,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
These people that inspire you, that motivate you. They can push you, they can give you advice, they can question you. Those are going to be very important for your success. This isn't, in my opinion, success is not done alone.
It's not. It's not.
So get your mindset right by putting yourself in the best position. And if you fall, get up. No matter what it is, just get up and keep it moving. It doesn't matter if you're taking a step, if you're crawling, if you're doing whatever it takes, but never give up on yourself. Never give up on your dreams.
Mm.
My grandfather used to say the most amazing business adventures and inventions in the world are in the graveyard. Because a lot of people have given up on themselves and never tried it because of fear of failure, and they've let that become their reality.
Yeah.
Your reality is what your mind is set.
Yeah, I think there's a book out there, Take Nothing to the Grave or something along those lines. I forgot what the exact title was, but has the same premise. Uh, leave no stone unturned. Just keep pushing. And if you have an idea, if you have a goal, and pursue it to the best of your abilities, like you said, with what you can control. So your advice is extremely on point and very sound, very sincere. So thank you for that, Hassan. And thank you for joining
Absolutely.
us today. It's a tremendous pleasure to have you. I know you're a wealth of knowledge. Look forward to having you back, hopefully with some more stories and more to share. But thank you again for joining us. It's been it's truly a pleasure.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it. And I hope to
Yeah,
be on here more often. I would love to be able to
yeah.
do a question and answer session with you,
Yes.
with some of your followers, because I think
Yeah,
it's important for them to be able to ask questions
yeah.
and we can try to help them along the way. Because I think the platform that you're using,
Mm,
your wealth of knowledge and the experience of bringing in the right people together is
yeah.
what we need more than anything else. Because
That's
somebody could listen to this and say, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed to hear. So,
yeah,
again, thank you for creating your podcast
yeah,
and giving an opportunity for people to be able to hear and get ideas and bringing in the right people
yeah.
to be able to help them accomplish their goals.
Thank you for encouraging me too. I definitely need that encouragement. It's like my listeners know, it's not easy for me, but this is something, a passion that I wanted to pursue, and I didn't want to leave that stone unturned. So
Absolutely.
thank you for joining me. And to my audience out there, thank you for listening and attending. Please make sure to like our page on YouTube and Facebook. I look forward to having you guys back for our next podcast. Thank you so much, and have a good one.
Thank you.